covering every county. This is your statewide newscast, Arkansas Today.
And we are your local election headquarters. The time has come. The polls are open. The vote is happening. It is Election Day. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for choosing Arkansas Today. I am Nolan.
And I'm Mallory Brooks. Thanks for tuning in for the special edition of Arkansas Today. We are talking all things elections today. Many calling this election one of the most important in history. Hundreds of thousands of people have already voted and thousands more are expected to be at the polls today.
So let's take a look at some of the big races. If you have not made it out to the polls yet today, these are the races on a statewide scale that you're going to want to pay attention to. We start with the race for governor, the highest office in the entire state. Incumbent Asa Hutchinson on the Republican side taking on Democrat Jared Henderson.
Of course, the gubernatorial race is a very big one. Another big one we're following today, the 2nd congressional district race. Of course, you have incumbent French Hill running against Clark Tucker, the Democratic candidate, a race we will keep our eye on all day.
Yeah, we're also watching this one, a race for Arkansas Supreme Court. It's a race that has dominated airwaves over the last several months. Associate Judge Courtney Goodson taking on David Sterling in this race.
And the race for Attorney General as well. Democrat Mike Lee is taking on current Attorney General Republican Leslie Rutledge.
During most elections, there are issues that we must vote on. This year we have 3. Voter ID, bringing 2 more casinos to Arkansas, and raising the minimum wage in the natural state. We'll have much more on all of these 3 issues on our website right now. Look, it's not always a smooth process at the polls. Sometimes there's waiting. Other times there are bigger issues like misspellings, wrong names. Since the polls open at 7:30 this morning, we have had a hotline open.
That's right. Jesse Denora has been taking all of your questions and concerns and will continue to throughout the day. We're now at noon. How many issues have we had so far today, Jesse, that you've received calls for?
Yeah, so Mallory and Aaron, the polls have been open for about 5 hours now. And as far as we know, we haven't really received a whole lot of complaints. We got 2 calls around 9:30 about voting machines not working at Kellogg Valley Baptist Church in Sherwood. The Pulaski County Election Director Brian Poe told me that a ballot scanner wasn't working. So voters could still cast their ballot and then leave without having to wait for it to be fixed, so it didn't hold up lines or anything. And he says that that is following standard procedure for troubleshooting issues that they do have on the election. Poe says that poll workers have since fixed the problem and fed in those ballots. And so for all of you who may have run into that this morning, your votes have been counted. Now in Jefferson County, kind of another interesting issue, an all-timer voter accused a poll worker of trying to sway elderly residents' votes in the 2014 mayoral race there. Now, according to the county's election commission, her supervisor knew about this illegal behavior and talked to her about it. Then the voter recently submitted a formal complaint to the commission, concerned the same thing would happen in this election. We are told that the poll worker did choose to step down. And again, we will be monitoring this all day for you, even after the polls close at 7:30. Just let us know if you ran into any issues, and we'll report it back.
Jesse Tenura, thank you.
And taking a look back at early voting, where the high turnout continued on the last day yesterday. 1.8 million Arkansans are registered to vote in the 2018 midterm election. More than 412,000 Arkansans voted early or absentee. The early voting turnout typically favors the Democrats. Both sides argue the Kavanaugh confirmation could bring out an equal number of Republicans.
Nationwide, stats show most Americans are confident their votes will be counted accurately. But there have been recent ballot mistakes in Washington County, so some voters may be a little bit anxious.
And we go to Arkansas Today's Clarissa Bustamante is live at one of the sites in Washington County with an update on the numbers they are seeing. Clarissa, what do you see at this time?
That's right. I spoke with Washington County election coordinator Jennifer Price today, and she said the numbers are looking really good today. Nearly 6,000 ballots have been cast since 7:30 this morning when the polls open. And today they have more voting locations open than they did yesterday. They have 46 open, including this one. Now, like you said, some voters could feel a little anxious with the recent ballot mistakes in the county. But Price walked me through what happened initially with the incorrect ballots and how her team plans to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. She says the ballots were wrong because of a redistrict problem from the census back in 2011, causing a precinct and 2 streets to be placed in the wrong voting district. Now, the impacted voters were sent an additional ballot with the corrected races on it. And now she says the data has been updated and all voters should be receiving accurate ballots.
We just want the voters to, have confidence. We're doing our very best and, to make sure that everything that we provide to the voters on Election Day is accurate. But we also want to listen to the voter.
Price tells me if you think something is wrong with your ballot, don't cast it. Approach a supervisor and tell them which race you think you're qualified for. They'll then call the county clerk's office and make sure that you have the correct ballot in your hands. Live in Fayetteville, Clarissa Bustamante. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, Clarissa, thank you so much. In a developing story into our newsroom, a former political spokesperson has been arrested on child pornography charges. Former Arkansas Democrat Party spokesperson H.L. Moody was booked into the Pulaski County Jail just before 1 o'clock this morning, charged with 1 count of child porn possession and distribution. Now, according to social media, Moody left the Democratic Party in February of last year. Of course, as we get more information, we will bring it to you. Still to come on Arkansas Today, we will sit back down with Jesse and talk about the candidates and the issues at play on today's election day.
And our political analysts are in studio. They will give us a closer look at the election. More from your local election headquarters after the break. Stick around.